Morning folks, it's Ariel over here at Nyth. I've just got a couple fun things I want to show you around my place today. First there's the sunrise through some heavy clouds, and down over the mountains you can see kind of the misty cloud layers. I always think that looks so cool. But it did rain overnight, the first rain we've had, I guess for the year really. The rest of it had been all snow. I have one snow pile left. This is the remains of the last snow pile below my house. I thought I'd better come get a video of it because if it rains today like they're saying it's supposed to and doesn't snow more, it will probably be gone. So that is my last little snow pile. You can see it's all dirty, pretty hard packed there, but that's probably going to be gone in a day or so, and that is the very last snow around my house. Look how green everything else is getting. I think all the plants here know that they have to really hurry if they're going to grow in the very short summers we have here. So just about before the snow is gone, actually, they are usually up and turning green. So this is one of the things I love about having a slightly more relaxed life than a lot of people, is time to go look at this stuff. You can hear the creek there. It is ripping down through here, kind of over its banks. This is a little creek that's below my house, and my house is up on a rocky hill. There's no way the creek's going to affect my house. So for those of you worried about that, that is not a problem. Check out that water volume. And it's all muddy and brown. Our streams here are normally crystal clear for most of the year, but not right this moment. I had to get a different angle here so I could show you guys what I wanted you to see. First, that's my little marker boulder, because I can see it going in and out my lane, so I can see how high the water's going up or down. But back here, there's a big tree trunk that's normally on the edge of the bank, but right now the water's flowing all around it. But look what else it's doing. See that little spout? That's like a hole straight through the trunk. I assume it was formed at the base when you know, the roots had originally separated down there, and now they've mostly grown together. But it's like a water spout, and the water waves keep, you know, pushing these little spouts of water through it, and then they back off, and then it pushes through it again, and sometimes it stops for a second. I don't remember even seeing this other years, so I don't know if the wood on the tree base has just changed enough to let it happen now, or what, but I think it's kind of neat to see that little water spout shooting through the base of the tree trunk. So I wanted to share that with you all. The other stuff I wanted to show you real quick is that I actually have stuff growing in the garden. Some things. Probably you can guess that the plants you can see there are starts that I bought from a local greenhouse. I do love starting my own seeds. I've tried a couple times. I just don't have enough space in my house. They get too leggy and have a hard time growing out of that when I put them in the garden. So for things like broccoli and cabbage, I seem to get a much better yield getting little starts like this from our local guys than starting my own. So between all these, you know, like broccoli there, get some leeks going. Lots of spots still look bare, but there's seeds in there, and I was going to do a video while planting yesterday, but I was in a rush trying to get all the stuff I could into the ground because it is supposed to rain today. It did rain overnight, but they're calling for, oh, well, the forecast says a ½ inch to 1.5 inches of rain, which is a lot for here. Our average monthly precipitation in a month in the summer here is normally about 1 inch, so that'd be a lot of moisture coming down, and hopefully it does indeed come down as rain, because they are calling for up to 20 inches of snow in the mountains above my place, and I'm really hoping that doesn't come down lower than they're expecting. So lots of this is planted in, you know, carrots and that kind of thing that you can't see yet. Got peas in, all that kind of stuff. I do have frost covers for all of this. They're not out here yet. I gotta go grab them today. I didn't do it last night because it was dark by the time I quit in the garden, and I didn't want well, the forecast wasn't calling for a frost last night, so I thought I could get away with that. So I've got a little bit of planting yet to do. I did go around and get my fence. People are always asking me, how do I keep critters out of the garden? Maybe over here you can actually see it. I've got a whole video about my fence, but in the background there, tucked into the trees where you really can't quite see it, there maybe you can see the fence line. I do have a fence. I take it down in some spots over the winter so that the critters can move around wherever they want. And last night I got it all put back up, so they hopefully have to stay out of the garden. You can see all the little holes where I put seeds in there. So anyway, that was my projects. Like I said, I was racing around to try to get as much done yesterday before the rain as I could, and then it rained overnight. Now the sun came out for a brief minute, so I could take a video here without getting soaked for you guys. So I'm going to try to get as much more of those projects done as I can, and hopefully have an awesome garden growing this year. There'll be lots more updates coming on this stuff. It's also fun to buy a few plants because it looks like an instant garden then. But, oh, and I've got, people always like the flowers growing around the house. They're all little babies right now. But some of these things were things that came back, you know, perennials from last year, like my creeping Jenny. And I've got some baby alyssums coming up, but I bought a few as well. When you go to the local greenhouses, at least around here, early in the spring, they often have stuff that's still very tiny in 4-packs, which makes them pretty inexpensive, like little snapdragons and little tiny petunias and so on. So I can buy you know, a few 4-packs and spread out the little plants in my reclaimed locker planters here. And given some time and a little bit of luck and cooperation from the weather, these flower boxes should be full and beautiful like they have been in years past. Oh, and there's a bunch of herbs in here as well. I've got chives and why am I blanking on the name of that guy? And sage and rosemary and more chives. They're getting little flower buds in there. This is some kind of curry plant. It smells really good when you take a sniff of it. I can't put any basil or dill out yet because they're just a little bit too cold sensitive. Everything I've got in there right now would be fine if it frosted. I've got more creeping thyme down here and so on. And I need some parsley yet, but I wasn't able to find any, so I'll have to go back and check again. But for the most part, that stuff's all planted and around this side, and it just makes me happy to come home and look at the pretty flowers growing at my house. So I do that for fun. And to look at the pretty garden growing. That is fun for me as well. So that is what I'm doing around here. Got to get some more of that stuff wrapped up so that my garden is safe and protected from big critters that want to munch on it and the weather. Hopefully we get rain today and not snow. I see some gaps in the clouds right there. You can almost see a spot of blue sky, but I think that's supposed to go away, and it's supposed to be pretty gray of one variety or another for the next 3 days, I think is what they're calling for. So there's my little house. A little bit of a gray morning. Leaves are coming out on those little aspen trees off to the right of it. I like the pretty bright green that they make in the spring. And I'm gonna let you guys go and get back to my jobs. Here's my leftover project all over the couch from planting yesterday, where I have everything sorted out by, you know, kinds of seeds, all the carrots together and all the kales together and the beets together and so on as I planted, and made my little scrawled notes in the raindrops that were coming down on what is where in each bed and so on. So I've got to finish that up because I've got a couple beds that are not yet done, but it got dark on me last night, so if it's not pouring today, I will get that finished. Thanks for watching, folks. If you're interested in more info on my off-grid tiny house life, check out some of my other videos here. And if you like what you're seeing, click Click the little picture of my house to subscribe, and then hit the little bell so YouTube actually notifies you every time there's a new video available. See y'all next time.